going for any competitive examination, you will find logical reasoning a part of it. So logical reasoning is, something which is a part of our life, actually, which is a part of our personality. So it has to be known. It has to be learned, right? There are certain things like etiquettes, right? You learn them at home, correct? There is no class for that. There is no curriculum defined for that. But we know it's an integral part of our lives. We should have that, right? We know we join different classes to learn, table etiquettes, restaurant etiquettes, dinner etiquettes, dealing etiquettes, greeting etiquettes, and all that. So similarly, I can say logical reasoning is something that develops our mind, and it's a part of our life. It's a part of our daily routine. So it should be studied, right? That is why it is so important, and it's been given so much of importance, correct? So today we'll see what actually is the content of that, and we proceed with it. Just give me a moment. I'll start with the
So
presentation.
before we proceed, ma'am, students, let me just introduce Shalini ma'am to you all. She is going to take the demo class, and she is the facilitator for the class 7 and 8 logical reasoning regular classes, which we'll be conducting shortly. So it will be good if you know her. And so let me just tell you about her. So Shalini ma'am has over 24 years of experience, and she has been teaching students ranging from pre-foundation levels to engineering college courses. For the last 10 years, she has been passionately focused on teaching and designing learning methodologies for mathematics and logical reasoning, helping young minds build a strong foundation in these critical areas. Ma'am holds a BTech in computer science from one of the premier institutes of the country. So she has been teaching mathematics and logical reasoning to many students from over like last 10 years. So I'm sure you guys you will learn a lot from her. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sudhi ma'am. Thank you for the nice words. Okay, so students, let's gear up for this logical reasoning. Believe me, this is very interesting, right? You will find this topic, this curriculum, entire thing very interesting. Okay, all right. So logical reasoning, what all are the students are still joining? Okay, that's great. I hope everyone can see this shared screen properly. It's visible to you, right? So,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
great. So, there is a sample question for you. Like there are 5 friends, A, B, C, D, and E sitting on a bench, right? And there is a particular sequence. A is sitting next to B. C is sitting next to D. D is not sitting near E. E is on the left end of the bench. C is on the second position from the right. A is on the right side of B and to the right side of E. And A and C are sitting together. Can you make the sequence, how they are sitting together? So what you have to do, you will have to first make 5 places on a bench and just see where everyone is sitting.
A
Right.
sitting in the middle.
You can share your answers in the chat box as well. Who is sitting in the center? Okay, great. So many of you have got the correct answer, right? Okay, let's look at the explanation. Yes, A is sitting at the center, E is on the extreme left, D is on the extreme right, correct? So this way, This is just a sample question, a warm-up question, because, thinking this way, that probably you will be most familiar with these kind of situations, right? We will have more detailed investigation into the contents and the subject. Okay, another warm-up question for you. This is from the blood relations chapter. This is: brothers and sisters I have none, but this man's father is my father's son. How is the speaker related to man in the riddle? The person who is talking does not have any siblings, no brothers, no sisters, right? But the man in front of him, his father, is my father's son. Yes, any guesses? No guesses? I think you people can solve it. Try doing it. Okay. There are multiple answers I'm getting. So the man in the riddle is the speaker's son. See, he is saying that this man's father is my father's son. So the man in front of him, his father, is the speaker's father's son, right? So the father's son will be the same person because he doesn't have any siblings, right? So the man in the picture, his father, and his father's son will be the same person. And so the person who is talking is the father of the son of the person who is in the picture, right? So it is the speaker's son. There is no sibling, so that if there would have been sibling, then the answer nephew. Some students have written the answer nephew, right? That answer would have gone correct if the speaker would have siblings, but the speaker does not have siblings. So his father's son will be he himself, and his son is there in the picture, right? So it is the speaker's son who is shown in the picture. Now these were just the warm-up questions. Some examples, we'll go into detail. More questions we'll look for, right? So here, what do we mean by logical reasoning? So logical reasoning is a key skill. Key skill means it's an integral skill, as discussed, that helps students think critically. See, there are certain things which you can even otherwise like keep on thinking and keep on analyzing. So as you have not, maybe some of you have not studied blood relations as a theoretical part, as a theoretical chapter, still you can keep on thinking about those things. So it develops our thinking process and motivates us to think in logical terms, in critical terms, right? So that we can solve the problems effectively and make proper decisions, informed decisions on the basis of the information which is given to us, right? So it basically adds up to our intelligence. It basically sharpens our intellect and builds a strong foundation for future academic and professional success, right? So you people can always say that, ma'am, if it is already, we can always do the questions, solve the questions by the knowledge which we have or by just thinking over, then what is the need of studying it properly or joining the classes? See, yes, you can solve the questions, right? But then there are many topics which need to have their basic concepts introduced to you in order for you to solve the questions correctly, right? Until unless you will not be having the basic things known to you, the basic procedures known to you, you may be able to solve that question, but then it will take a long time for you to solve that question, right? And if you will not be following the proper method, you may get an incorrect answer, you may take up an incorrect method, and you may lead to a final incorrect answer. So that is why. But there are questions like you can solve the questions. It's kind of puzzle things. You can get yourself indulged into this. And that is the beauty, that you can do a lot of practice and you can keep on getting questions solved day by day, keep a lot of practice done, and that can finally help you scoring better in your Olympiad examinations, right? So why it is important? Let's see. See, logical reasoning holds 40% to 30% weightage in IMO, NSO, and ICSO and other Olympiads, right? So its weightage is quite high, 14 to 30%, right? Then secondly, it enhances problem solving skills. It not only limited or restricted to logical reasoning or mental ability thing. Actually, the way it develops your mind, the way it sharpens your intellect, that helps you solving questions in other subjects as well. Maybe it is mathematics, maybe it is science, maybe it is cyber or something else, right? So the kind of development it gives to your mind, that helps you everywhere. It boosts critical and analytical thinking, how to analyze the situation, how to understand the given pieces of information, how to connect them, and then finally how to reach to a conclusion, right? Everything of these you can learn from this logical reasoning.
Yes, Krish, you are asking something?
What is IMO?
IMO is International Mathematics Olympiad examination. That's a repeated examination, right? That takes you beyond your curriculum, right?
Yes.
That develops your interest in the mathematics examination and tests your ability and competence for that particular subject, right? Your competency check on an international level. That's a very repeated examination. Okay.
Okay.
So it improves decision making also, right? And as said, this is essential for competitive examinations, correct? It further strengthens your mathematical and scientific understanding. See, once you will be having a strong logical thinking and analytical thinking developed, like you can apply those things better in mathematics and science. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I'm writing in SOF Olympiad from my 6th grade, but
Okay.
from 7th grade I could not score more than half percentage. Why could I not score? I'm trying my best to give the NSO.
Okay. So, see, there can be, may I know your name, Beta?
Ma'am, Abhijit.
Abhijit. Okay. See, Abhijit, there can be multiple reasons behind this situation, right? So we need to have a detailed analysis, but generally or directly or indirectly, any diagnosis leads to one particular thing. And that thing is sufficient amount of practice, right? You need to analyze your results, correct? Kindly mute Rajni. I think there is some noise from background at your end. Okay, thank you. So, Abhijit, there, whatever you are studying, if you are not doing sufficient amount of practice on that particular topic, whether it is mathematics or it is logical reasoning, this may happen, correct?
Hello.
Second thing, you are being provided with the detailed analysis. So, check that analysis, right? Check your answers, check your method of doing, whether you are making silly mistakes, whether it is a conceptual error, right?
Hello.
After that, you have to do a sufficient amount of practice. That is the,
Don't have any
punch.
workbook.
Yes, there are a number of books, and then SOF conducts classes for that, so you may join them for better understanding of the topic, better understanding of the concepts, and for the further insights, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
So I'll just like to add that
Yes.
please check out the SOF Olympiad Trainer who is conducting these classes. There is lot of preparatory content available on SOF Olympiad Trainer. There are chapter-wise questions, there are previous year papers, mock tests, enough content to prepare you well for Olympiads. Okay, but okay, students, we will take a lot of queries at the end. Let us right now continue with the presentation.
Yes.
Right after the presentation, we will be able to take your queries.
Yes. Right. So this was about logical reasoning, why it is important. See, it enhances everywhere your critical thinking, analytical thinking, and the application of concept, how to apply a concept for a particular problem, that everywhere it is going to help you out, right? So it's useful in everyday life as well. See, it's not only limited to a subject. As I told, it is a part of your personality everywhere, which will be seen or visible. So these are the different, the curriculum constituents of this subject, logical reasoning, starting from series completion to analogy, coding, decoding, blood relations, logical Venn diagrams, direction sense tests, sequences, mathematical operations, mirror and water images, figures. See, generally I can say logical reasoning is broadly divided into two parts: verbal logical part, verbal reasoning part, and non-verbal reasoning part. What is the difference between the two? Whenever you are dealing with the questions which are having, say, numbers or alphabets or words like this, that is the part of verbal reasoning, correct? Whether it is a sequence of words or letters or a mixture of both, including the special characters and everywhere, that is verbal reasoning. Whenever you are dealing with images, right, there are sequences where you are supposed to find out the next in the sequence. The images are given. Then it is the part of non-verbal reasoning. For example, if we talk about the topic mirror and water images, see, everywhere you will be dealing with images. So this is a part of non-verbal reasoning. So one part is where we are dealing with the alphabets, numbers, and characters. And the other part is where we are dealing with the images. So dealing with images is actually the non-verbal part of reasoning. Okay. So we will be having a few sample questions here to introduce you to the type of things, the different topics which will be covering in this logical reasoning, right? So this is from the topic series completion. And because here, see, we are having all the pictures, images. So this is something that is a part of non-verbal reasoning. Series completion includes for verbal and non-verbal both. Yes, great. Students have already studied the question and they have started replying. So here there are 5 images which are given in a sequence. You will have to identify the rule through which we are getting the next sequence and next image in the sequence, and then you have to find out the next, which one will be the best suitable image from the 4 given options. So you can very well observe that between the first and second, what is the scene? The second object, which was the smaller one towards the right, that shifts to left, right, and becomes a greater one. And the object which was there on the left hand side, a bigger one, that shifts its side, gets on the right hand side and becomes a smaller one. So everywhere this is happening. So this was on the right side, this moves to left side and becomes greater. This was on the left side, goes to right side and becomes a smaller one. So similarly, if we'll be doing this trapezium which is on the right side will come to left hand side and will get enlarged, right? And the L which is there on the left side, a greater one, will shift to the other side and become smaller one. So this is the option D, which is going to be our answer. Okay. So yes, many of you have answered it correctly, right? So the explanation is already given to you here. In P and Q, 2 elements, they interchange their positions. The smaller gets enlarged and the enlarged elements gets reduced in size, right? Isn't it interesting? No? Okay. Moving further, looking at another question. This is analogy. Analogy is like pairs of 2. This analogy is applicable for numbers, for alphabets, and for images as well. So this is here. We are taking a non-verbal part of analogy. So there are 2 images, right? Like you must be knowing this symbol. This is ratio symbol and proportion symbol, correct? So these 2 things are related in some way. In the similar manner, we want to relate the next of the 2 pics, correct? So observe all the contents of the first image, how they are moving. See, you can see $sign has come to this place. The arrow has gone to this place. The circle here has moved further. So that means there is a movement happening this way. This is which side? This is clockwise or anti-clockwise? This is anti-clockwise. So all the 4 objects on the corners, 4 corners are moving anti-clockwise by 1 place. And the middle object is as such. So similarly here, like this is star in the middle, that will stay as such. The hash will come at this corner star's position. The corner star will go to triangle's position. The triangle will move to the upper corner and so on, right? So yes, option C is absolutely correct. No, option C is not correct. See, where did I make the mistake? No, it's option C actually, which is correct. Here the mistakenly, by mistake, the option is corrected. So it is option C definitely. See, hash came down here, star go to this place, the triangle go up, and then in this inclusive side goes to this left-hand side top corner. So option C is the correct one. Almost all of you, they have guessed you correct. Yes, Aditya? Any doubt there? Okay, so this is a blood relation question. No worries. Sorry, wait.
Yes, Pankaja, you have a doubt? Pankaja, if you have a doubt, you can ask your doubt. You can write also in the chat section if you have a doubt. Yeah, children, be patient. Class is starting within a second.
Ma'am, I guess you're on mute, ma'am.
Yes, everyone can see the presentation now? Okay. So Anusha is saying that while pointing to a woman, that she is the sister of my son's father, right? So that means Anusha, she is the sister of my son's father. So Anusha's son is here. Then Anusha's son's father will be whom? Will be the husband of Anusha, correct? Anusha's her son's father is the husband of Anusha, and his sister. That means this lady is the sister of Anusha's husband, or this is sister-in-law to Anusha. Right? Is that makes it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, see, when you are dealing with blood relation questions, what you are going to do, how you are going to do them, you are supposed to make the family tree, right? For example, I said Anusha is here at a particular level, right? And then her son is below down, one level down, because this is a family, this is one generation, this is another generation. Her husband is combined together in the single box, right? And then because her husband has a sister, so she is supposed to be on the same level of the heredity, right? Same level of generation, correct? So husband and sister, they are together at the same level. And then how we can decide? See, if the question would have asked, who will be that lady to Anusha's son? Then we can easily identify that this lady will be aunt to Anusha's son, or the son will be the nephew of this particular lady, right? So you can find out all the possible relationships in this question involved once you draw this figure, right? So this is how we deal with. If there would have been some further generation, we would have made it one level higher than this. So this is how we depict different generations in the questions of blood relations, and we go ahead, correct? Okay, another question for you from the direction sense. You all know we have 4 directions, right? So Shubham starts from his home and travels 4 kilometers towards east. So whenever we will be dealing with these questions, we will first of all make our direction diagram. So we know that this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west, right? Even if you don't remember, you can remember and you can simulate it with the map of our country, right? We know this is Chennai in the south, these are northeastern countries, and this is Kashmir in the north, and so on, correct? So we say Shubham starts from his home and travels 4 kilometers towards east. So this is his home. He has started and moved in the east direction for 4 kilometers, right? He then turns left. So when he is facing towards east, just check, when you're facing towards east, your left hand will be towards north and your right hand will be towards south. So he takes a left turn. That means he will be moving towards north. And then he moves how much? Then he travels 6 kilometers. So in the north side, he travels 6 kilometers. He again takes a turn. Now when I am facing towards north, where will be my left side? My left side will be towards west. So this will be, he will take a turn here again and then further travels 12 kilometers. And here comes his office. This was his home and this is his office. How far is he now from his home? So we can see this is 4 kilometers, this is 6. If I draw a line parallel and complete this rectangle, this will be 4 kilometers as well. From this total distance of 12, if I remove 4 kilometers, I'll be left with 8 kilometers. And this makes a complete right angle triangle, which has got 6 kilometers side, this one, because this is a rectangle. So opposite sides would be equal. This is 6, this is 8, and this is the direct distance between the office and home of Shubham. So applying Pythagoras theorem, right? 6 square plus 8 square. So this will get 10 here. So what is the difference? What is the distance from the home? Between the home and the office, it's going to be 10 kilometers.
Ma'am, why it is 6 kilometers at the second?
Why it can't be 6 kilometers? No, see, here the diagram, again, the diagram is being shown. Shubham starts from his home and travel 4 kilometers towards west. Oh, I think I took it towards east. So towards west, this is the direction towards west, right? We went 4 kilometers. Shubham went 4 kilometers. He then turns left. When you're facing towards west, your left will be just opposite. When we were facing towards east, our left was towards north. But when we are facing towards west, our left will be towards south. So Shubham will go down there, 6 kilometers, right? It is the same diagram, the same distance, just the opposite signs actually, because we took the first direction opposite. So every diagram, the entire diagram will be shifted on the image side. So going towards left of west, that is going towards south. When Shubham goes to south 6 kilometers, he again takes a left turn. Now face yourself towards south and see where will be your left hand positioning. Your left hand will be towards east. So then 12 kilometers of traveling in east side, right? So it will be 12. Now this was the home position and this was the office position. So in this direction, you traveled only 4 kilometers, but in the reverse direction, you traveled 12 kilometers. So actually, if we see horizontally, you are much ahead. You are much ahead. How much? 8 kilometers ahead. But then this vertical distance also needs to be taken care of. When we are talking about the shortest distance, see, shortest distance is never like zigzag path. It is the direct straight line joining the 2 points, the initial point and the final point. So that is why 6 and 8 will not be into the picture. We will be taking into consideration this direct distance line, which is actually representing the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. This right angle triangle has got two sides. This side, this was equal to this BC distance. So this will be 6 kilometers, right? And this side, ED side will be 12 minus 4. This 4 is a part of this rectangle. Remainder is 8. So then you can very easily calculate this 6 square plus 8 square. So this will going to be root 100 and 10 kilometers. So the direct distance between the home and office for Shubham is going to be 10 kilometers. All right. I think it clears your doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Next very interesting thing is Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams is, when we'll talk about sets, what are the sets? See, it's very common thing. You people must be studying numbers in mathematics, whether you are from any grade, right? We know natural numbers, we know whole numbers. So what do we say? See, natural numbers are all part of whole numbers. So natural numbers is a smaller thing. And then if we add 0, this becomes whole numbers, correct? Otherwise, every other thing of natural number is a part of whole numbers. So this kind of representation or this kind of relation is actually expressed using these Venn diagrams. So we have every circle representing something, a group of items, a group of entities on the basis of certain properties. For example, here this says, which of the following Venn diagrams best represents the relationship amongst numbers, alphabets, and symbols?
D.
So do we have anything in common between numbers and alphabets? No. Do we have anything in common between numbers and symbols? Not again. Do we have anything in common between alphabets and symbols? No. So all the three, yes, all the three sets are entirely different. Say this is of numbers, this is of alphabets, and this is symbols. Correct? If anything would have been common there, for example, this is, I have represented a situation there. So this is numbers, this is natural numbers set, right? And we know all the natural numbers are part of whole numbers. Only one digit is extra here, that is 0. So natural numbers is included in the set of whole numbers. Further, we can say there is another set which is integers. And we know every whole number is included in the set of integers. Correct? So this is how we represent Venn diagrams. You must have studied this in mathematics somewhere, somehow. If not, then you can understand that this way you can represent the relationship between the natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. All right? Okay. So nothing common. So 3 different circles representing 3 different categories or groups of items. Okay. Then here comes alpha-numeric sequence. See? How many such digits are there in the given arrangement, each of which is immediately preceded by a symbol, but not immediately followed by a letter? See, 2 things we need to check. It should be immediately preceded by a symbol. Means the digit which we are talking about, the digit which we'll be considering, it should have a symbol just before than that. Preceding means just before than that, but not immediately followed by a letter. That means after that particular digit, we should not have a letter. We should not have an alphabet. So let's check everywhere. This is a digit. We are supposed to check only the digits. So let's identify where all do we have digits here in this series. These are all. I have marked the arrows where all we are having digits. Now let's check. Preceded by a symbol. See, this is preceded by a symbol. Is this preceded by a symbol? This is not. This is also not preceded by a symbol. this is not preceded by a symbol. Again, this is not preceded by a symbol, and this is not preceded by a symbol. So into consideration, we are left with just 2 cases. Now check for the second condition. It says it not immediately followed by a letter. That means after that digit, there should not be a letter, alphabet. So see here, it is immediately followed by a letter. So this also goes out from our consideration list. The second one, see 2, it has got 5 after that. That is not a letter. So this is the only 2 is the digit, right? It is preceded by a symbol, but not followed by a letter. So only 1 digit is there, which is fulfilling both the conditions. No, why nil? Someone said nil. It should not be nil. It should be 1, right? Check if you have typed it by mistake. So it is the digit 2, which is fulfilling both the conditions, preceded by a symbol and not followed by an alphabet, correct? By a letter or by an alphabet. So this is the one. This is just one occurrence of such condition in our entire sequence. All right. Okay. Now this is a water image. Water image. Water image means we will be inverting the entire thing horizontally. There is an horizontal line with respect to which we are going to invert the thing. See, there is vertical, there is a water image, and then there is a mirror image. Mirror image is vertical inversion. And water image is horizontal inversion, right? So you'll have to check when you have this line here, and with respect to this line, you are supposed to take the inversion. So it will be C, the similar way. It will be 3 here. It will be 4. So see, whatever is nearer to this line, horizontal line, will be nearer to the line on the other side as well. This point is nearer, so here also this point will be nearer. This vertex was far away, so this vertex will also be far away. Here, this 6 like this. So this circle will be closer to this, right? As it is happening here. This T, inverted tree, then 9, correct, and then E, yes. So this is not correct. This is actually the vertical kind of thing they have taken. This is the same thing. This is not correct. And if we talk about this, what is wrong here? See, only this alphabet T is incorrect. Otherwise, everything is correct. So everything correct is given in option number D. So this is option D. Yes. So this is the water layer, as I said, horizontal reference line with respect to which we invert each and every letter or character. So students, are you able to understand the things? Are you finding it interesting? Show me your hands. Show me a thumbs up. Yes. Great. Lovely. Okay. All right. So this is another kind of puzzle you must have come across to these kind of puzzles some or other time. Yes. So how many rectangles are there in this given figure? Start counting. So what you can do is, see, sometimes when you just count randomly, you may skip some or the other, right? So what I do, I have marked each individual area by a number, correct? You can mark it by alphabet also. So I said 1 is a rectangle, 2 is a rectangle, 3 is a rectangle, and 4 is a rectangle. Similarly, 5 is a rectangle and 6 is a rectangle. Now combining 2 of them, 1 plus 2, that is 1 rectangle. Then 2 plus 3 is a rectangle, and 3 plus 4 is also a rectangle. Correct? Similarly, if I combine 1, 2, and 3, is that a rectangle? And then 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is also a rectangle. So here we have individually 6 rectangles. Here we have 3 pieces of rectangles. Here, how many of them? 2 rectangles are there. Then see, if we combine 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 together, all of them combined also make a rectangle. And when we combine 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 region with the 5th portion, so this entire thing is also one of the rectangles. And similarly, if I combine 1, 2, 3, 4 with 6, then again I get another rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. That's again a rectangle.
Also,
Yes.
the individual thing 5 and 6 are also triangles. Oh, sorry, rectangles.
Yes, individual 5 and 6 are also rectangles. We have counted them in the individual parts, right? And if you combine all of them together, that's again a rectangle. So see, how many do you get in total? 6 and 3, 9 and 3, 12 and 3 further 15. So it is more than 13 definitely, right? Check if you have missed any one of them. So this is a foolproof method. See, you will not be skipping any one of them, because if you skip even once, even any one of the combinations possible here, see, your counting will go incorrect. So this is the proper method of solving these type of puzzles. You may have similar questions for triangles also, right? And then for more complex shapes, say trapeziums or hexagons or pentagons also. Okay, here we go for paper folding. This is somehow related to your art wala topic as well, art and craft. So we have been given a paper shaped like a square, and we have folded it 2 times rather, right? Once in half across this line, and once we got the half portion, we folded it once again. And then we had 3 holes here and then one this kind of thing. So when you open it up, what will you get? You will get these 3 holes everywhere along the edge here, right? So 3, 3, 3, 3. And then this square portion here will also expand and become this kind of thing. So which one is this? I think this one, 3, 3, 3 here, everywhere on the all the edges, and then this portion. So again, D comes out to be the correct answer. Right. Yes. So this is a sheet of paper folded. See, this was very simple. You can say design made. We can have more complex things here. Okay, this is cubes and dies. See, many of you have already started learning about 3D objects in mathematics. But even if you have not, see, you can correlate with these kind of situation through this logical reasoning thing. So cubes and dies. See, we have a cuboid here, cube here, each side 4 centimeter. Each side 4 centimeter means, see, lengthwise it is 4. Every partition is representing 1 centimeter. Breadthwise also it is 4, 3, 4. And height-wise also it is 4. And we have painted it outside from some particular color. Now we just want to know how many cubes will be there. 3 faces painted. So see, if I remove this particular cube, I will be having this face painted and this face painted. Rest all other faces which will come out will not be painted. So where we'll get 3 faces painted, see, those will be these cubes at the corners, at the vertices. If I remove this cube from here, I'll get this side painted, I'll get this side painted and this side painted. So cubes at vertices. So how many vertices do we have for a cuboid? See, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and similarly 5 and 6 and 7, and 1 will be here below this, which is not visible in the screen. So we'll have 8 such cubes which will have 3 sides painted. So we'll have 2 sides painted ones, we will have 1 side painted one, and we will also have the cubes which will not be painted at all. So that is how we can calculate. See, there can be more complex combinations. We are facing different sides of this cuboid with different colors, and then we are identifying the different numbers of cuboids. Correct? So all the cubes lying at vertices will be fulfilling our condition here. Okay. Next comes the dot situation. This is a kind of extension of the Venn diagram only, like the topic which we studied earlier. This is somehow related to that. So we are having 3 different sets of objects. We are representing it with 3 different shapes. One is the circle, one is triangle, and one is the rectangle. We have 3 dots placed here. So we can see this one dot is between, it is marked such that it is combining or it is covering the rectangle and the triangle, these two things. This dot is there, which is covering all the 3 shapes. And this dot is there, which is covering the circle and the triangle. This is covering rectangle and triangle. And this dot is covering all the 3, CRT. Now see which one is possible here. If I place a dot here, this will be between all the 3 things, among all the 3 things. Here, between circle and triangle, see, it is not possible because the entire overlapped area between circle and triangle is lying on the rectangle also. So this will not. Correct? Here, if we check, so we have this portion where all the 3 figures are being overlapped. Then circle and triangle here. Yes, we do have circle and triangle, this portion. Do we have rectangle and triangle? Rectangle to triangle. Oh, yes, we do have. Here, if we check, so we don't have any common portion between the for the 3 objects, for the 3 shapes. So this is also not correct. If we think about this, circle and triangle, see again, the combined portion or the common portion between circle and triangle is also being overlapped on the rectangle. So we will not be able to point this. So all the conditions are being fulfilled in this B. Here we can plot the 3 dots exactly as we have marked it over here in the given figure, right? So B is the correct answer. Yes. So this is the thing, we have explained it here, right? Then you'll be taking the further classes in detail. We will be explaining all the concept. We'll be doing a lot of questions, practice questions in the class, and then you'll be getting a number of practice questions to do practice. Whatever question we'll be discussing, we'll be having a complete detailed explanation of that. Okay, so this is about clocks and calendars. This says if the day before yesterday. So we have today, we have yesterday, just before than this. Day before yesterday, if the day before yesterday, so this is the day we are talking about, day before yesterday. This is 4th day from Tuesday. So here if it is Tuesday, this is 4th day from this. This is 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So which day will be that? Yes, you people have gone for the answer. Great. Okay, right. So let's see the explanation directly. So 4th day from Tuesday will be Friday. From Tuesday, if we go, next is Wednesday, then we have Thursday, and then we have Friday. So this is the 4th day. And this was the day before yesterday. So if it is the day before yesterday, what will be yesterday? That will be Saturday. And what will be today? That will be a Sunday. So today is Sunday. Now from today, we will have to take 9 days after. So what will be 9 days after? That will be a Tuesday again, Sunday to Sunday, 7th day, and 8th day will be Monday, and then Tuesday, right? So the correct answer is Tuesday here, right? See, here it is very important that where you are starting the counting. The day before yesterday is 4th day from Tuesday. So Tuesday was counted as the first day. Then what day will be after 9 days of today? That means we will not be counting today's day and we'll start the counting from tomorrow. So Monday will be counted as the first day when we will be counting 9 days. Correct? But when we are talking about 4th day from Tuesday, that means Tuesday was taken as first day and then Friday came as to be the 4th day. So it is very important to specify, to identify, to diagnose from where you are supposed to start the counting. Just one mistake can lead you to the incorrect answer, right? So be very careful. All right. See, logical reasoning is such a thing. Whenever after 12th also you will be going for any competitive examinations for the admissions, for which you will be definitely going. See, every examination, whatever subjects you opt for, whether you go for science or not, even if you go for humanities or for commerce, see, every examination will be having logical reasoning as a part of it. So that is why I said, even if it is not being taught as a part of your CBSE curriculum, it is an important part of every examination. And see, let's don't talk about undergraduate examinations. You understand undergraduate examination, kids? Undergraduate examinations are After clearing with the examination, we go for graduation courses. There are, after graduation also, we have to face a number of competitions. You must have heard about CAT, right? One of the most prestigious examinations, the UPSC Civil Services examination, or any other competitive examination you talk about, logical reasoning will be a part of it, right? Why? Because it generally tests your competence to apply the given information through some concepts and your knowledge to in the given situation and get yourself a correct answer. So that is why logical reasoning is something which is very, very, very important, right? So here is one more question to you. How many cubes are there? And remember, because we are talking about competitions, it's not only important that you get to the correct answer. Secondly, or more importantly, you will have to do it with a better speed because it's a competition. So you'll have to perform better than others, right? So you have to be correct and you will have to be quick also so that you can attempt more number of questions in the given time frame. So for that speed and accuracy, we need to have more practice. We need to have a structured learning program. Structured learning program means, I mean, it's not like that we did some practice of 2 types of questions today and some 3 types of questions tomorrow, some 10 questions day after, and we see, okay, no, we have done logical reasoning. Structured learning means you have been given a complete step-by-step information, every concept involved, all the varieties of questions, an exposure to all the different varieties of questions too, and then a sufficient number of practice. That is what we call a structured way of learning, right? So that is something you need to have so that you can perform and solve the questions with better accuracy and a better speed, right? So this is something, no options given to you. You have to find it absolutely. So we can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. So this bottom layer is having 4 into 3, 12 from here and 2 from here. So 12 plus 2. What about from this second layer you can have? See 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 into 4, that is 8, right? Then from this third layer, how many do you have? See 1, 2, 3, 4 and this 5, correct? Then 1, 2, 3 and 2 from here. So there was 14, then 10, 10 and 14, 24 and 8, 32. Yes, I could see someone answering 32. That is absolutely correct, right? So this is the detail of Olympiad online concept classes we will be covering. I think Sudhi ma'am or Anjali ma'am can explain this better to you.
Okay, yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful class. I'm sure all the students enjoyed a lot.